Hello everyone and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country. We're picking up basically where we left off. When I started up the game I got owned, so we went to a recent landmark. It's not my fault. I couldn't see my surroundings.
If we must.
This would make more sense if you knew what I went through to start recording.
Round cutter.
Think again.
You saved me.
Dad.
Elemental
You're wide
attack.
open.
No, I can't break.
Got it.
Willow the Wisp.
Snow blast.
How about this? Elemental attack ready.
There we go.
Got it.
I'll check that later. I really want to hunt that unique monster down, which I think that's him right there. No, it's not. Snick. That's a lot of snakes. That's him. But without my healers, that would be a terrible, terrible idea.
There's something
Vegetables.
here.
Hello. Oh hi, your group's grown since last time, right? I guess that means you can do some pretty cool blade combos when your friends make combo requests, huh? Did you know blade combos happen when you chain specials together in the right way? They can have up to 3 levels, of course. The more you chain, the more powerful they'll be. To keep a blade combo going, you'll need to chain the right level moves together with the right timing and stuff. That's where combo requests come in. After using a special, accept a combo request and watch the magic happen. Well, that's blade combos in a nutshell. Wish I could accept some combo requests, but I suppose you need friends for that. Well, can't do anything with that. Barrels.
I'll investigate. Better be good.
More of those pollen orbs. Let's see. Krogane. Name's Krogane. Krogane the Blade. You didn't have to tell me you were a blade, mate. You look like one. You're one of the common blades, unlike Mithra and Brigid and Jin. My driver looks like an overgrown furball, but he's really a seasoned merc, a real hard nut. Thing is, I think he's gone in over his head this time. This job's too much for him to handle. So we've been looking around for drivers with a good track record who'd be able to join him. I can tell just by looking that you folks aren't some lousy Sunday drivers. You must have seen real combat. Interested? But first I'll want to see how you'd measure up in a fight. As for the rules, let's say you have to pull off a second stage blade combo, say about 5 times. Doesn't matter which elements you use, just do any special and then any other one that's level 2 or above, 5 times. And obviously, since you can rely on your allies for linking up the specials, you might want to try to mix it up. The place, time, and target's up to you. I just want to know if your blade combos are up to scratch. I may look like a meathead, but I know my ether. I can feel someone of your power level pull off a special wherever you are. Anyway, I've talked long enough. Hope you got what it takes. Voices like that hurt my throat.
May I offer
I gotta get used to doing it. Yeah, we've already gone over this.
Right. So it was the Cian forces that ravaged
Cian.
this area.
Yes. Many troops remained here with no orders after Malos sank their homeland. We're doing our best to disarm them, but... well, you've seen the village. Sadly, it's happened more than once.
The powers that be bicker among themselves, ignoring the larger danger.
And right now, that is the one thing we cannot afford.
I will go take a look.
It sounds like troops moving.
Incidentally, how has Torna been faring?
I'd like to tell you that the people bask in the peace of His Majesty's rule. But I'm afraid that would be a lie.
Same as everywhere else then, yes?
Torna has not escaped Malos's rampage unscathed.
If that is so, allow me to offer you the Imperial Army's assistance in this time of...
Don't worry about it. This is exactly the reason why Indol entrusted her to me.
Ah, so you came. The future king of Torna. I'm glad I thought to send a messenger.
King, don't joke about it. Rumors like that could cause trouble at home.
I am merely a quester. I hold no such influence.
I quested today, but tomorrow?
The core's color is different. And she's a woman, too. Quite lovely indeed. Malos was all brawn and brutish strength.
You worry?
No, quite the contrary. Everybody knows a blade's appearance bears no relation to their power. You could be the heroine of our resistance.
No, I won't be anyone's anything.
That's fine now. I have only one thing to ask of you. To rectify the mistake I made and erase Malos from the face of the world.
So that's why the returning hero, pacifier of the Borderlands, was really just...
Never before has a blade broken free and rampaged like this. I can see why Indol would prefer to keep it quiet. They're even routing support to the militia through Argentum for deniability.
and then towards you.
I'm just some princeling. Me.
Surely, if you defeat Malos, your cover will be blown.
If indeed. But we're not in it for the glory, are we? When we're done, I'll just plow my fields in peace.
Your Majesty, some of our troops have returned to base, but
Is something wrong?
they're all reporting something strange. A marauding group of routed mercenaries, trying to avoid any attention.
Just remnants, hmm? That is strange. There's not much around here for them, in the way of paid work or opportunities for looting.
As your Majesty commanded, our men did not engage. We confirmed their bearing, then withdrew.
And? Where were they going?
The village outskirts.
But why there? There's nothing but graveyards.
What the?
Oh no.
There's also Lora and Hayes. Yeah, I didn't figure they'd make me walk.
At first, I thought to take it. But I'd made it for her, and I'd like her to keep it forever.
So, the bitch is dead, is she?
Shame. I had a soft spot for her. Guess you learned how to use a weapon at least. Big change from a tiny kid trying not to piss herself in fear.
You're... No! Gort.
You remember me? How touching.
A face that ugly, I couldn't forget. Trust me, I tried.
Harsh.
What do you want? Not that I can't imagine.
I'm here to take back what's mine, kid. But before that, I'll take a bit of time to express my gratitude to you. It ain't gonna be pretty or quick. Then I'll make that blade watch as I cut you into little sticky chunks, just to make sure the last thing he feels is complete despair.
I'll hold them up. You get to the others quickly.
No use. Hayes, he knew about you. He brought no blades, just more mercs.
Exactly. Don't worry. I'm gonna treat you real good before I get to the cutting.
Well, this will be interesting. Party formation has changed.
Well now, you're not so tough without him around, are ya?
Heads up, people! We can do it if we work together.
So we want to take out the goons first, because they're just extra damage. What? Ah, you broke me.
Right on target. Exceptional work.
Stop breaking me.
This new rock in the fight has its uses. Let me give you a taste. Stop this! Get the bloody girl! Gotcha! Hey now!
Right on target.
Ah, evasion. Face take over for me.
There. Gotcha.
How about this? Keep pushing! Not bad!
What you with you got? There.
How about this?
Come on.
Not bad!
Yeah.
How about this? My turn!
Right on target. Come on.
How about this?
Can't get through.
Ah, stop blocking.
Right on
Here
target.
comes the birdie!
Come on. That's something I can be proud of.
Your turn.
How about this?
Come on.
Here comes the birdie!
Right on target. Come on. Right
So
on
if you
target.
combine blade combos and driver combos, you can extend the duration of blade combo time, giving you more time to,
Don't miss yourself
Come
now!
on. There.
ah, crap. Come on, Lora, get up. Lora, get up. Burnout time.
Think you can run? Think again, girlie.
I'm not running, I'm kicking your butt.
You're starting to piss me off. Oi! Surround them so they don't get away!
My lady, you have to go.
It's all right. He's here.
You bastard! No! Ah! Ah!
That's 2 for 2.
No!
How'd you feel pain?
Had enough. What's next then? Right leg? Or the left? Or how about...
Enough! That's enough, Jin. Just leave him. For my sake.
What a pitiful man.
So you let him go? Even without his arms, he may cause you more trouble one day.
I didn't want to end it here. He might deserve it, but he did take care of my mother, so... Let's go back. I suppose I can bring myself to step foot on this flagship, after all.
I thought Jin just cut off the one arm. Did he cut off both? That would explain the pain.
Ah! My arms! My arms! Bastards! I'm gonna kill them! Every last one of them! Ah!
Indal.
Huh? The hell are you? Ah! Stop it!
Party formation has changed. We're back. Why does everyone always look to the right whenever we go out of the menu? Speaking of the menus, I'll be right back. Okay, now that that little excursion into the menus is completed, I know exactly what we're about to go do. And that's apparently go this way because there's a quest to unlock. So we're going to have to be very careful getting there. And there's a campsite here.
This is becoming addictive.
Listen to the sound of my voice.
Aegean was literally just talking to fish there, just as an FYI.
Aren't we intrepid?
Hello, Pun Pun. Oh, that nasty article. Not nice. Will friend listen to woes of Pun Pun? There was ferocious crustip on Rampage. Oh, woe is Pun Pun. Rotten monster set upon Pun Pun in Pun Pun's special napping place. Pun Pun's blood boils with desire for vengeance. Revenge! But Pun Pun has certain values that prevent from taking up arms. Peace-loving, nap-loving, and so on. But still, Pun Pun would like to see grin wiped from Rude Monster's face. Friends, Pun Pun cries for justice. Please take Pun Pun's place and give Monster's friends right good drubbing. Monster not feel so tough when little pals are done in. Will reflect on error of ways. Would like friends to know name of foul beast is Muris Crustip. Pun Pun not like feeling of being bested by beastly entity. And Monster has many friends in swampy lands around camp. Make mincemeat of 3 and Pun Pun can rest easy in bed knowing justice been done. Pun Pun wait here safely and ponder wonder of justice. Well, okay then.
I'm certain it'll be worth it in the long run.
I'm gonna make camp. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. 3 of our blades are capable of capable of cooking, amazingly.
This is becoming addictive.
Fun Pun, it's going to take us a while to do your quests, sorry. Those things are level 34.
This is becoming addictive.
Is there a way up over here? I think there is. Flowers.
Aren't we intrepid?
Well, I hope there's a way up over here. If not, at least we get to see the scenery. And probably die along the way, considering how strong these enemies are.
This is becoming addictive.
Why is there so much old junk everywhere? I know this is going to come into there's going to be a quest for this eventually.
This is becoming addictive.
Ah, finally we can get up, though we might die. Okay, we're not dead. There's the Torgoth Arch. And now we're going to hunt down this poor creature. Actually, should be able to start with Haze because I think.
Ready to put another win
I'm
under our
feeling
belts?
confident. We can do it if we work together.
Hugo has topple, and I have break.
I'm feeling confident in our victory.
Okay.
We've got this.
Slow down. Topple.
We are ready to excel.
Path of Thorns!
How about this?
Poised and ready. Break.
Okie dokie.
Boom.
All right, follow my lead.
I'm feeling confident in
It
our
needs to be
victory.
cautious. Path of Thorns! I like the way this is going.
The battle is not over yet.
That's the way to do it. I'm sure now we'll fight better.
Flames!
Stay
Ready
ready.
to unleash an elemental attack. Okie dokie.
Oh,
I think Bridget's
I have to.
Lora, have you ever considered writing a diary?
Aren't we intrepid?
Bridget is all about her diary. Haven't I already spoken to you? Now I'll use this to startle those soldiers at the dock and knock them flat. Huh? How long have you been there? Oh, you want to know exactly how to knock your enemies flat? It's easy. Just startle them with a fire burster, then swipe their legs from under them. Works a charm. Eh? You don't have a fire burster? Well, I don't know then. Use an art or ether power or something. Anyway, just startle the enemy and throw them off balance, then knock them over. That's all you need to do. So, break,
To
topple.
the sound of my voice.
Howdy, Doc. Yes, I sure did. Oh, really? No fibbing? I'll be able to get on with my important research into the ether miasmas now. My hypothesis is that the miasma is an exhaust gas emitted by titans. A titan's fart, I suppose you'd call it. That's scientific. I mean, it's not such a wacky idea. Any fool knows that a titan's main source of energy is ether. I have an idea that if we fix the ether flows, we might improve the health of the titans and disperse the miasmas. Of course, I've quite a bit of work to do before I prove it conclusively. Can't get by on guesses in science. You mean one of you lot knows how to control ether flows? Well, I never. You could probably shut off an ether miasma no problem, right? No way, I don't believe it. Looks like my hypothesis is correct after all. I'll have quite a bit of work to do to gather up all the evidence now. Mind. Well, thank you so much, you lot. You've done a lot to advance the cause of the science.
You have my thanks.
My research on ether miasma continues apace thanks to your contribution. After that, my next project will be blades that can control ether, I believe. It's a very small sample size. I have not opened this in a while. So we get supporters by doing quests. Okay then. Doc the Miasma Slayer completed.
Mission accomplished then.
Aren't we intrepid?
It's time to finally beat that unique monster. It's only 2 levels stronger than our team, and we have a tank and heals. I can't see any reason why we can't beat it, except for my own scrubbery. That would be a reason.
This is becoming addictive. Aren't we intrepid?
Hey, I spy treasure. There's a snake in the way, though.
Uh-oh.
Yep, they are
I
violent.
think we've been spotted.
I'm feeling confident in our
My thanks.
Stay back.
Oh, you're lucky Haze wasn't available to be smashed. Haze's switch art does smash, but unfortunately it wasn't already. Treasure trove.
You're coming with me, treasure.
I feel like they've increased the draw distance for collection points. Oh shoot, for a second there I thought I wasn't above something I could land on.
We're not just going to let you walk all over us.
I shall burn them with azure fire.
You have to get really close to him. Come on. There we go.
I'm sure now we'll
Come
find
on,
out.
Murph, get down here.
You read my mind.
Hawk and Thorns! How about this? I'm feeling confident in our victory. Wildfire snap!
Ah, man, I'm bad at that. Steam bomb.
The winds around!
Steam bomb break. You're wide open. Great work.
Is this to your liking?
Steam bomb top.
I'll give you a hand. Hawk and Thorns!
Rest in
How
peace.
about this?
Lock steam bomb. Diver combo complete.
So yeah, we extended the duration of steam bomb.
Healing regularly
Steam
is
bomb
the
break.
key to assuring
Ready to
victory.
bring the pain.
Steam bomb top. Lock steam bomb.
How about that?
Ready to unleash an
I'll
elemental
give you a
attack.
hand.
Great
Exceptional
kick.
work. Is this to your liking?
Build up our level 4
Diver
special.
combo complete.
Let's go, lady. Spirits of the air, bend to my will. Starlight strike.
Steam explosion.
Ray of winds arise. Elemental attack. I'll give you a hand.
Okie dokie.
Copy.
Let me magnify that for you.
Got him.
Size.
Down, down, down. And that's how you do that. And now he's got a named tombstone. And they didn't do the change they did in the main game. It's supposed to list the monster's name on the tombstone, but it doesn't. I think they updated the main game with
This
a
is
patch
becoming addictive.
that whenever you checked the tombstone, it told you what the monster's name was. They seem to have not done that. At the same time, that was mostly because certain blades required you to kill specific unique monsters, and you might not have to do that anymore, I guess. I don't know.
This is becoming addictive.
It's still a little irksome, if I'm being completely honest. Well, here we are. Welcome aboard, my honored guests. It's funny. I was expecting it to be all glitz and glamour, halls of gold, diamond chandeliers and all that. But there's nothing like that here. I like this much better. It all depends on the country. Some of the nobility like to travel in style, and believe me, they don't go halfway. Morordain, on the other hand, is a military state. They take a much more pragmatic approach. Just as their emperor must be a masterful driver, so must their diplomatic vessels be armed for war. That is the Ardanian way. So long as its mission is not a covert one, every flagship under our command must be a throne I may ascend. And if the leader is the first to fall, what then? Jin! It's alright, Lora, he makes a valid point. That is precisely why Aegean and Brigid, the jewels of the Empire, have been bestowed upon me. Your Majesty. We will do everything in our power to protect you, Your Majesty, even at the cost of our lives. Except you two can't die. I am blessed to have such loyal companions. Your Majesty, we have urgent news. His Majesty is currently entertaining guests. I would entreat you not to incur his displeasure. My humble apologies, Your Majesty. It's all right. I trust this is news of special importance. Please, give us your tidings. Of course, Your Majesty. As you know, we've applied stricter regulations to our scout patrols in light of the recent tragedy at Torgoth. Well, one of our patrols happened upon a young Gormati near the camp at Seagull Fall, but they lost track of him. So, you think he might be a survivor? We believe so. We can send out further patrols immediately, if His Majesty assents. I see. I'm sorry that we had to keep you waiting. Please, go ahead. Yes, Your Majesty. I would like for our country to shelter as many refugees as falls within our means. I do hope he can be found quickly. Wait, we should go with them. What for? Their army's not exactly short-staffed. He's just a kid. He'll be scared witless of the soldiers. Of course he's going to run away. Lora's got a point. Very well, let's head out. We would do well to make haste before he strays any further afield. Thanks, guys. You're such a bunch of do-gooders. It's gonna land us in trouble someday. Oh, you have no idea.
May I offer my assistance?
Sure. Let's see. We've got even more side quests to unlock now. Dundon. Meh. Dundon's sinking into doldrums. Dudon. If not deliver quickly, partner sure to flip lid. Meh. Travelers. Please listen to Dudon's woes. Dudon is salvager by trade, as friends see, his entire livelihood. Dudon been diving off Lascombe Cove with wood cylinders in effort to find specific treasure. But all Dudon find is useless collectibles, value of scrap, more worth to throw away than keep. Probably fault of wood cylinders, not really built to last. Have heard salvagers in Morordain use shiny silver cylinders or some such. Dudon not have luxury to use such high-tech equipment, but want to change that. It may be asking too much, but could Dudon trouble travelers for helping? Would need friends to collect apple lamps and alloy sheeting. Then Dudon can dive deep into Cloud Sea with silver cylinder on back and glide to treasure like sleeky serpent. If friends do this, we'll give in all of leftover useless, very, very precious bat hinges as reward. Dudon counting on you. Salvage the salvager.
We can take care of it if you want.
No, we'll do it later. We'll do it later. You still have the same chips? You do still have the same chips, and they're all worse than what I've got. Show me your accessories. I do want that. Other gloves is dexterity, aggro reduction. Yeah, sure. Knock on mask. Increase aggro every second. We do want that. And we don't need that. Menu time. Okay, took care of that. There's a new quest over here. Lita. Get a grip, I beg you. What's the use of worrying before you've even set off? No, see, that's the worst part. I thought I'd have the courage by now, but it's just... Is there something the matter? You seem troubled. Who are you then? Oh, this is great. Kata? I can't. Ugh, these names are hard. Kata, look. We can just ask these people for help. I read it right twice and then I kept... Ugh. Are we really going to go through all this again? If I could interject, why don't you just tell us what's wrong, and then we'll take it from there, I see. So Lita's only just become a driver? That's right. So I've come to Gormott to explore around, hoping I'd get a bit stronger. Excuse me. And that's why you're asking strangers for their help as soon as we arrive. Makes sense. Is that how little faith you have in me? Hey, that's not fair. You know I just... Well, how about this? After you head off, we'll follow you at a distance. So we can step in if things get ropey? Roppy? I don't know. But if it looks like you're managing on your own strength, we'll leave well alone. Does that sound good? That seems reasonable enough. It does? Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. I knew we'd end up stepping into something like this. Come off it, Mithra. Our meeting here was also the work of fate, after all. Before you go, we should establish a clear goal. We can't keep providing aid forever. For the time being, let's say we'll head for the Serene Spring side. It's meant to be somewhere nearby. Hayes, any ideas? I have heard before it is somewhere on the Titan's back. It shouldn't be far from here. Right on. In that case, we're off. Time to move backward. I mean forward. You know what I mean. I'm sorry she managed to get you roped into this. Here I go. My first adventure.
I said I'd do it, so consider it done.
Do I have to do this right now? No. Good. 4th decade soldier. Can I explore the ship? I can't explore a lot of the ship. Let's go jack all the treasure that's definitely in here. I guess maybe I have seen ships this big, but they didn't seem as big because the set pieces they were around were much bigger too. And everything's really tiny now. Called it!
The suspense is killing me.
Treasure's kind of admittedly less interesting now because I can't get core
You're
crystals.
coming with me, treasure.
Still good. It's still shinies, so that's an advantage. Is there a treasure chest in this room? No, just the special inquisitor. And there's that guy. Can't go through there. I don't have near as much freedom on this ship as I have on other ones that I've been on. Treasure? No treasure. Well then. Doesn't look like there's a Height of the Cloud Sea mechanic in this either, but that's probably because there's no inns. There's just camps. I hope we get a proper town at some point. I was hopeful when we were going to Torgoth, but, well. I am Vint Horison, Special Envoy of Mor Ardain. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. To commemorate this auspicious meeting, allow me to inform you of something. Did you know that all driver weapons are furnished with elements? For example, weapons with the fire element are effective against monsters of the water element. Also, blades have a fixed element that represents their power. For example, take the crown jewels of Morardain. The Lady Bridget is fire, and Aegean is water. Matching your weapon and blade elements to counter the monster's element is key to clinching victory. Okay, so what that tells me is that when we finally get more weapons for our drivers, they might have different elements. If the worst were to happen, my duty is to return Bridget and Aegean's core crystals to Morardain. Of course, I hope that is never necessary. I was hoping you'd have more to say. Oh well. Let's just explore the rest of the flagship. What are you saying? Treasure! It's all about the shinies.
The suspense is killing me.
I guess the ox cores that these frequently gives us can be useful. We haven't gotten some especially good ones. And I'm not just saying, like, they're low tier, like, grade 1s. That's not the main issue. The main issue that I have with the ones we're getting
We can't
is that
use this
they're
anymore.
not super great. Treasure trove, lockpicking.
Suspense is killing me.
Lockpicking and keen eye.
Slow and steady.
Well, unfortunately we don't have those high enough. We have them, but not high enough. Curse you, level design! Those empty hallways. Can't always expect there to be stuff in at the end of every hallway. I lost my comrades in the midst of battle when I least expected. If that happens to you, get to your downed friend and lend him a hand. Keep the esprit decor high. Huh? Esprit decor high, and you shouldn't have any problems keeping your party members standing. But if your team's lost the will to fight, sorry to say, but there's not much hope for you. And remember, a revived ally won't be back at full strength, so don't forget to lend him a hand. Just a couple of hints to keep you going. Take care of your friends and they'll take care of you. So he's talking about things like party affinities, downed allies, the chain gauge. There are certain items that have particularly special effects. They're known as precious items. Though they can be special in different ways, they are just extra powerful. Others have effects. Some are just extra powerful. Others have effects that last forever. What really ties them together is, they're not easy to come by. You won't find them in ordinary shops. Only people with special knowledge, such as Lord Adam or Emperor Hugo, have the ability to craft them. Okay. Handy to know. Okay, that's gonna do it for this episode of Torna the Golden Country. I will catch you in the next one. Thanks everyone so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like to let me know and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I hope you all have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next video.